Hi, welcome to Mrs. Park's Algebra 1 class. This is Chapter 2, Section 2, Solving One-Step Equations. So this is again a review of what we've already learned in pre-algebra. You're all familiar with solving one-step equations. Okay, so why do we learn about how to solve one-step equations? So here's an example, a real-world example of when we would use it. A record for the most snow angels made at one time was set in Michigan when 3,784 people participated. That is a lot of snow angels. North Dakota had 8,910 people registered to break the record. To determine how many more people North Dakota had than Michigan, solve the equation 3,784 plus x equals 8,910. Alright, so solve equations using addition or subtraction. In, in an equation, the variable represents the number that satisfies the equation. Right? In an equation, the variable represents the number that satisfies the equation. To solve an equation means to find the value of the variable that makes the equation true. Okay. The process of solving an equation involves isolating the variable with a coefficient of 1 on one side of the equation. Each step in this process results in equivalent equations. Equivalent equations have the same solution. Okay, so that was a lot of wording. What it's saying is if you have an equation, say x plus 3 equals 5. Okay, so to solve this equation is to find the value of variable that makes the equation true. So we're going to find the value of x to make sure that this equation is true. Now I know you're all thinking that's a 2, and you're right, it is a 2. So that's exactly what we're doing. We're trying to find out what the x equals. And in order to do that, and I know again that you can do this just by looking at it, but I need you to again write it all out. Okay, so to solve an equation involves isolating the variable. So that means you want x equals a number. Okay, so I need to get rid of this plus 3. Opposite is minus 3. So I'm going to subtract 3 on each side. That's gone. Now you have x equals 5 minus 3 is 2. And that is how you solve the equation. Okay? Equivalent equation, that means x equals 2. That has the same solution. Okay. All right, key concept. Addition property of equality. If an equation is true and the same number is added to each side of the equation, the resulting equivalent equation is also true. It's saying if you add the same number on each side, it's still equal. For example, 14 equals 14. If you add 3 on here and 3 on here on each side, it's going to still be equal because 17 equals 17. Okay? And that goes the same if it looks like a variable. A equals B. If you add C to it, A plus C equals B plus C. Okay, so solve by adding. You can do it horizontally or vertically. Okay, I personally like the vertical method because you can just cross it out like this. Okay, and you have C equals 76. Okay, instead of doing it here on each side. Okay, it's up to you, but it's just easier to go up and down like this. All right. Here's your turn, 1A and 1B. So solve two equations. Your answer should look like G equals a number, and this one J equals a number. Even if you're solving this equation, you have G on this side, and you have a number on this side, your final answer should still look like G equals a number. From G should be on the left side, equal sign, and the number on the right side. So go ahead and pause the video, and come back when you're done. All right, welcome back. Now we're moving on to subtraction property of equality. Same thing, if you subtract the number on each side, it's going to still be the same number. Okay, so if you have A equals B, A minus C is going to be the same as B minus C if you're having the same number subtracted on each side. You have 87 equals 87. If you subtract 17 on each side, it's going to be the same equal sign, 70 equals 70. All right, solve by subtracting. So you have 63 plus m equals 79. You want m equals a number. Then it means you need to get rid of the 63. So subtract 63 on each side. Again, the horizontal method, you can do that. The vertical method is the preferred method because you can just see clearly that's what you got rid of. M comes down, equal sign comes down. 79 minus 63 equals 16. So you have m equals 16 as your answer. You can check your answer by putting the 16 back to your original problem. So if you have 63 plus 16, does that equal 79? Yes, it does. So that means your answer is correct. Here's your turn 2A and 2B. So you're subtracting to find your answers. So go ahead and do that. Remember, your answer should look like P equals a number. Okay, even though P is on this side right now, you're going to subtract 16 on each side and then write down your answer P equals a number. Alright, multiplication property and division property, same as addition and subtraction. If you multiply on the same side, it's the same, it's going to still be equal. If you divide the same number on each side, it's still going to be equal. Okay, solve each equation. So here you have 2/3 of Q. That means you need to multiply each side by its reciprocal. Reciprocal is just upside down. So 2 over 3, if you want to get rid of it, multiply each side by the flip number 3 over 2 on each side. Because 3 on top and bottom and 3 on the bottom equals 1. 2 over 2 equals 1, so that you ultimately have 1 cube. And that's our goal. Okay, so your answer here, 3 over 2 times 1 over 2 is 3 over 4. Okay, next problem. 39 equals negative 3r. Okay, in order to have r by itself, you need to get rid of negative 3. But this is negative 3 times r. So we are going to divide by negative 3 on each side. Okay, because that would cancel negative 3's out. And now you have r equals negative 13. And you would write your answer, final answer as r equals negative 13. Okay, here's your turn, numbers 3A and 3B. So pause the video and come back when you're done. Okay, solve by multiplying. Here's a real world example. Surveys. Of a group of 13 to 15-year-old girls surveyed, 225, or about 9 over 20, said they talked on the telephone while they watched television. About how many girls were surveyed? Okay, so the 9/20ths times who surveyed is 225. So we don't know how many we surveyed, but here they put G for number of girls, G for girls surveyed. So 9 over 20th times G is equals 225. Okay? So in order to isolate G by itself, you need to get rid of the 9 over 20th. So 9/20th you can get rid of by multiplying each side by the reciprocal. So instead of 9 over 20, you're going to multiply each side by 20 over 9, because 20 over 20 is 1, 9 over 9 is 1. Now you have G, and that's what we want, G equals a number, and 20 over 9 times 225. And if you want to put this in the calculator, you can do that. And it'll give you 500. So 500 girls were surveyed. Okay, I believe this is the last slide. So your turn, number 4, stained glass. So go ahead and do this problem and hand it in for credit. Make sure you have all the numbers. If you missed any, go back and look at it again. If you weren't sure of something, go back and look at it again. And if this lesson was just too fast, you can always start from the beginning and watch it again. Okay, good job. Thanks for watching.